Yeah, we need one of these for the Switch. "2001 marked a special year for Nintendo. It was the year of the Nintendo GameCube release, which in of itself was just greatness, but it also was the first time Nintendo ever let Luigi get his own moment to shine. Up until this point, Luigi had always been an afterthought, a player too, and never given any real attention beyond so. And so, in a bold move by Nintendo, they released Luigi's Mansion, a game that was very unlike any Mario game we'd ever seen before. That's because it's a Luigi game. No, I'm joking, but highlighting Luigi as a character and giving us a glimpse into what differentiates him from his older brother. The game did well and sold a respectable 2.5 million copies. After this, things were kind of dim for Luigi's going forward though. I mean, yeah, he's always going to be a feature in any Mario game moving forward, and has always been, but it wasn't until 2013 that Luigi finally got even another sequel, and even still, it was a break of 12 years. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was also a really good game, incorporating new elements that made you see the effort and care given by Nintendo. And while that is of course all well and good, the only question I have to follow that is, where is the sequel? Luigi's Mansion 3 was rumored to be a release coupled with the Nintendo Switch. Well, with the year finally to its name and no Luigi's Mansion to show for it, well, it begins to be quite obvious that we have a few, if not many, liars in our midst. But they are to be thanked, because this does bring light to this video, as well as my thoughts toward the need of a new Luigi's Mansion for the Nintendo Switch. Now, I found Luigi's Dark Moon to be innovative in a few areas, mainly pertaining to mystery and puzzles, and I think both of these should make a return for the Switch version in the series. The paranormal flashlight that led to secret doors and discoveries in the sequel definitely shouldn't go anywhere, as they kept the game interesting and even further kept players on their toes with surprises around every corner or within your very reach but out of your normal line of sight. However, I must say that while I enjoyed the first game and both the second game, there are some things, especially to Dark Moon, that I would change and just improve upon and just completely get rid of. I can honestly say that I enjoyed the first game a lot more, especially when it came to atmosphere, and I strongly hope the series makes a return back to that creepy feeling. Though I enjoyed the work done on Dark Moon, it felt a little cheesy to see ghosts just horseplaying around with each other, and to be quite honest, it killed some of the vibe for me. Obviously, I'm not saying this should scare the pants off a 24-year-old man, but I'm having a hard time believing that Luigi himself was shook genuinely. Rather, Nintendo said, look, act this way because that's what the series demands you to act like, Luigi. And he said, okay, where's my check? Look, I hope 3 returns to that more creepy vibe than the second. You know how Ghostbusters is a thing? And you know how you can't really classify what Ghostbusters really is, because it's like, yeah, there's ghosts, but is it supposed to be scary? It's not though. I'm not sure what this is. Yeah, that's Luigi 2. That's Luigi Dark Moon. That's the vibe it has. That's the kind of atmosphere that it brings you to. There's ghosts in it. It's not scary. Yes, it's fun, but you're just left scratching your head, and that's what I don't want for the third game. I don't know if my next point had anything to do with the 3DS itself, and if it speaks to a broader, more in-depth view of the power limitations of the system, but why did Dark Moon take the road completely commonly traveled and segment everything into levels, or rather different mansions? But for the third game, I want that adventure back that we kind of got in the first game, to be honest. I'd rather have one big mansion with bosses upon bosses scattered throughout the mansion, rather than levels and disjointed levels all throughout the game to be taken down one after another. Luigi's Mansion did have a pretty good multiplayer for what it was, clearing out mansions and, racing and completing levels and whatnot, hunting for your ghost dogs and whatnot with a team of 4, or for people, that's okay, that's all well and good. But if we had to be stripped away in favor of a more beefed up single player this time around, then I'd be completely all for it. I'd be all hands on. And I don't think many of the Luigi Mansion fans would disagree with me. I mean, we could take that hit if it means an overall better package. The Nintendo Switch so far has been the proving ground for many of Nintendo's most ambitious series. Mario has gone crazy on it. Zelda has gone crazy on it. We're very ambitious on this channel, and nothing we've said so far has been purely or merely idealistic ramblings of two content creators who love the Nintendo Switch too much. Luigi can be his own force if this next title is done right. Make EGAD more of an involved character, or introduce some new ones, perhaps giving Luigi his own mini team of Ghostbuster-esque companions, so that way he's not player 2, he's player 1, and they're player 2, 3, 4, you know, that so on and so forth. That way, if you did have multiplayer, you could even incorporate co-op in that sense and get 4 people in that story and searching that mansion, that creepy atmosphere that we talked about in the first game. That'd be cool to bring back as well. And just improve upon the things that we've seen. And please take away, like I said, please make EGAD an actual benefit instead of having that annoying ringtone come off every single time and once again breaking the immersion. I want those challenging boss battles again. You remember the first one, you had that baby in the cage, and you had that father in the rocking chair. Those moments, how that felt, the creepy, eerie feeling of those bosses and how they felt when you were going through and trying to suck up these enemies and destroy. How that felt, that feeling, we need that again for the third game. And I'm not saying a mesh would be a bad thing. I liked how certain puzzling aspects worked in Dark Moon with their bosses, and you know, it felt pretty good as well. So I think that if we had that mesh that blended those two, that'd be good. But I'd also like to be given a narrative that drives us to the end, and please let Mario have nothing to do with it. Come on, even in Luigi's own game, Mario was still the focus initially for the first installment. Can this be completely something different? A grand thing, but just for Luigi. Maybe Daisy's gone or something like that. I don't know. Let's explore that some more. Let's get deeper into what Luigi's got going on. But what do you guys think about Luigi's Mansion for the Switch? Would you even care if it came out? Would you get it? And what do you think about the first couple of games? I want to see what you guys have to say about that. As always, be sure to check in every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time for new videos just like this one. And I lied. Saturday's the podcast. If you like this podcast, check in for that. Apologies for the short video this week, guys. Got hit with the mandatory overtime at my job. I had to get here and make this for you guys. So that's why it's a little bit shorter, not on the beefier, longer side. Apologize for that. Next week, don't worry, 10 minutes plus. Scouts on it. Been a pleasure. Always is. Logan, fanatixfour. See you guys Saturday. Bye.